Again, next week is sinuses, but now let's do a little bit of a deeper dive into receptivity. And if you think about like what receptivity is, as we look at it from a deeper level, at one point I'm saying, okay, it's about being conductive, making the body conductive. You're harnessing both the essence that's associated with the intuitive mind and you're making more flexible the repetition that's associated with the intellectual mind, but also the same idea in the body, homeostasis and allostasis. Homeostasis is the repetition that generates stability through repetition, and allostasis is our body's ability to shift or change and produces stability through shifting and changing, adapting, right? So if we look at the idea of conductivity, it's really a balance of these two. But the bigger issue usually is the sympathetic nervous system dysregulation. If you think about it, the sympathetic nerves, which we associate with fight flight, is about the external world, right? When we think of rest and repair, right? Rest, repair, and it's also about like digesting, right? This is associated more with the inner world or our inside world. And a lot of what we're doing when we're balancing out these two parts of the nervous system is we're regulating that set of responses that we have to the external, and we're increasing our ability to go inward and go beyond just the influence of the outer world, and we're starting to touch something that's more inside of us. So with doing so, the manifestation of this harmony or this influence that goes back and forth between the outer world and the inner world is it brings a kind of peace, it brings a kind of protection, it brings a kind of harmony that we don't experience unless this is in place, right? And so a lot of this is tied to um, how much we process our instinctual impulses, how much we process our emotions that we feel, and the thoughts that arise in our mind. We make the assumption that because we're having them, that we're processing them. Most people do not, or they do it very little, I should say. We're talking about if we step this up, it's not like we have to look at these big dark things. It's that we move through the emotion, we move through the instinct, we move through the thoughts, and the byproduct is that we're happier, that we have a greater sense of well-being, we have a clearer mind, we're clearer in the things that we need to do, and also we're clearer about the things that we're trying to manifest in our world. And I would say the more that we're not processing instinct, emotion, and thought, the more we have the tendency of being stuck, right? It's not just about, oh, let's have some intuition. The intuition is a byproduct of these three things being processed. So this might sound a little bit familiar because it's basically what we do and talk about when we talk about the three brains. The instinctive mind, which is the root mind associated with the sex chakra and the instinctual responses, the emotional mind, which is also called the second brain or the brain in your gut, right? And then the mind that's associated with your brain. And so one of the things that we can do with this blend, Sharanagathi, is we can go through and work the three brains and stimulate the processing of instinct, emotion, and thoughts. And good for psychological healing. It's good through working through difficult health issues where something is stuck and not going well. Because part of what you're doing is you're calming down the fight flight dysregulation that happens in the body. And I would say the big issue here is we assume that fight flight is happening because of somebody or something, or like, we have an incident that we can recall, but your body can be in fight flight and you might not even know why. And certain areas of your body can have this dysregulation or be in fight flight, and you might not know why. Like a very good example of this, pain. Pain is a good example of this. Autoimmune issues, anything that's chronic is some form of dysregulation. And so the idea of using this Sharanagathi is, it's an anointing oil. It's very mystical. It's very ethereal. It kind of puts you in this different place. But when you have sympathetic nervous system dysregulation, it is literally lower emotion. Like it is anger, fear, anxiety, all the things that you can think of that are negative. That's sympathetic nervous system dysregulation. Your body is generating these emotions, right? These emotions, these instinctive responses, this way of thinking. When you're starting to tap into what you would call the more astral body or astral realm, it's higher emotions, it's higher thoughts. It's instinct is still there, but it's a lot more regulated. It's a lot more tempered, and we're not as reactive with automatic behavior as we would be normally. And so this is a manifestation of calm down dysregulation. You're basically starting to re-educate dysregulation, and you're cultivating a deeper level of vagal tone, which is rest and repair. We had a couple of people over the weekend doing the work with the angels, and other people said to them, like, you're behaving different, you're more calm, you're not as reactive, like you're interacting in a way that is a lot more calm, a lot more chill. And again, you're calming down dysregulation, you're increasing vagal tone. It changes how you interact with people, it changes how negative people impact you, it changes how you deal with difficult situations. Um, it helps you to shake things off that have happened that are negative. For one, your response is usually a little bit different to the situation to begin with, but then you're able to shake it off to a much easier degree and not get stuck in it. And so, who wouldn't want a little bit of that from time to time, right? So, we're going to take that same blend that you've been using, and we're going to do a little bit of the three brains. And then
For people who have just come just for the special practice, is there an
so rose would work, geranium would work, palmarosa would work, um, ginger lily, tuberose. Also the blends either way of shabumi or alignment, those would work. Some form of lotus could work.
Thank you.
Let's see if everybody's got something. And if you don't, we'll try to find you something different. Okay, so if you want, we can reflect on a situation, but let's maybe do a cycle of it first, and then we'll start directing it to different situations, right? So just close your eyes and begin inhaling the oil that you're working with, and your awareness is on the sex chakra. Where the sex organs are, you're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Now, move your awareness to your low back area, the back side of your navel. With your awareness on the back side of your navel, you're going to be taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. You're on the back side of the navel, the Ming Men. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your solar plexus, the area below your ribs on the upper abdomen. Your awareness is on your front solar plexus. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the back heart, the area between your shoulder blades. Your awareness is on the back heart, that area between the shoulder blades. Now your awareness is on your brain. And then your awareness is on top of your head, the crown. Okay, let it go for a second. How did that feel to you, by the way? So this is what I would say. When we have difficult situations, when we have people, past events, our level or degree of being able to move past it, move through it, release it, let go of it, whatever it is, not be affected by it, an entanglement with a person, a past event, a situation, really is reflected in how well we're processing things instinctively, emotionally, and mentally. And so when we go through and we do this process, it is almost like a kind of like flushing out. Um, but it would definitely help you move past things that maybe generate any sort of sadness, grief, sorrow, um, uh, sadness, grief, sorrow. So sadness, grief, sorrow. If you look at the idea of what that is, it's usually a shift or a change of perception. Like, you get into an argument with your friend and, yeah, maybe they said some hurtful words, but it's like, oh, I thought our friendship was more important, or I thought this person was a different person, or, I thought we would treat each other different, or, whatever it might be. And so there's been a shift of perception because some incident has happened. And so what happens then is you start grieving or you feel sadness or some level or degree of sorrow um, uh, because of this shift. And so again, like especially with Sharanagati, where we're going through and we're working this, the idea is being able to shift your perceptions a bit easier because the difficulty is if we set aside the idea of like this person saying some words or whatever, we also are shifting our perceptions of the normal everyday world. And really, if you bottom line that, is if you keep having clearer and clearer perceptions, it's going to be easier and easier for you to be happy. It's going to be easier and easier for you to experience joy. And really what you're beginning to do is you're materializing light, right? You're even when we talk about like doing the materialization process, which is the thing you could do with this blend, you're materializing light. And when you materialize enough light, or when you begin to experience enough light, part of what happens is you start to experience divine love. Now, a lot of when you're doing the materialization process, the experience of uh, like experiencing divine love is providence, it's stability, it's like life gets a little bit better. Everything gets a little bit better. You don't have weird, chaotic interactions with other people or situations. Your ideas and your decision making starts to be more about always kind of producing this like stable ground rather than you know opportunities and this and that and getting into brouhahas with people, even if it's unconscious or you're just open to it, right? So the more that you do this, the more that you produce that stability in your life. Like the idea of experiencing that astral realm is not just walking around with this big heart going, I got a big heart, I'm happy, whatever. It's a manifestation in your life. It is a kind of stability in your life. It also makes you more attractive and more dynamic. You attract opportunities. You bring goodness to you. It's like that thing that we say in the Stara, only good comes to me, only good goes for me. Really what you're saying is I'm touching, I'm walking in light to the degree that I'm starting to touch the astral body, the astral realm, and in that there's goodness. I'm attracting goodness and I'm acting in good ways. Because a lot of times it's not so much that we walk around going, I'm going to be a jerk. It's that our body has these conditioned responses that we don't really know about. we're not aware of them. And we keep tempering that. And it's kind of like that idea that we talked about in the healing, vibrational healing, like about the resonance. Like when things keep happening in a particular way, there's some resonance there that keeps attracting that, or has to do with that interaction with us and people or the environment. And this is a way to go through and keep refining what it is so that you keep improving the quality of your life. I mean, you're wanting to experience like happiness as peace. Like a level or degree of protection, but the protection is because of the heart and the interaction. It's not a protection that's like, shields up. It's almost like, yeah, the bullets don't touch me anymore. The negative words don't touch me anymore. Even if they say it, you just like, okay, you know. So there's a level or degree of harmony that we begin to touch that we really can't touch any other way. So this idea of even working the Auric programs, you're always working towards this, but this one's really about pushing us into a deeper level of astral, or at least beginning to try to touch it, right? So when you go through and you work the Auric program and you come back and then here we're working the three brain, what you can do is go through and work it just like we did. And then how we do body awareness and observing a situation, you go through and you look and you go, okay, let's look at that past event. Let's look at that person who's a total jerk. Let's just sit and look. And we're not trying to fix it. We're not trying to be in fight flight and try to manage it. So like I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. We're just observing so that we process through it to the point where it's like they don't matter anymore. That past situation just doesn't matter anymore. It's not about trying to win the argument or go back and forth. They're probably never going to get it. So the thing is to like untangle so that you just don't keep doing the dance. So what I'm going to have you do is close your eyes and just think of a situation. You're not even going to be inhaling oil at this point. Just think of a situation, a person, active situation, past event, and just observe it. And as you observe it, what do you notice? What do you notice? Right. So Samantha said it like exactly to a T. It's like she keeps going, I keep thinking of it, but it keeps going away. I can't hold on to it. It's because like soon as you kind of jumpstart and you're like starting to get these things like moving, right? You're starting to process things instinctively. You're deepening your emotional processing, you're deepening your mental processing. Then wherever you point the camera is what you start processing, right? So if you go to a past event and you go, ugh, this thing, it's been bothering me for years. And then you kind of stimulate this process and you go back and you're like, yeah, that thing's been bothering me for years. Wait, what was I thought? Oh yeah, that thing. And you keep trying to go to the deeper, like painful aspect in that past event. And it keeps getting harder and harder to hold on to it. You're aligning all your neurology so that you know how we talk about trauma loops and behavior loops and backfire loops and all these kinds of things. Like here, it's almost like you are cleaning house as you go through and you point it in these different directions. It just starts flushing those loops out. And you know, at some point it stops and you'll have new loops, but there'll be an upgraded version of it. And eventually then the loops go from being negative to being something positive that's in a loop. So that's what we're shooting for. So spend another moment or two observing a situation. It could even be something that has to do with your health. Okay, just let it go. Now, we could go a little deeper and just go, let's feel it in the body. So your awareness is on the body. Where do you feel it in the body? Okay, just let it go. How's that feeling? Like the situation, whatever it was, feels dissipated a little bit. So we're going to do another round of the three brains. So you're going to use the same oil you've been using. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the sex chakra. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the sex chakra.
Mm.
Your awareness is on the sex chakra. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the low back, the backside of the navel, the Ming Men. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your solar plexus. Your awareness is on your solar plexus. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the back heart, that area between your shoulder blades. Your awareness is on your brain. Your awareness is on your brain. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then your awareness is on the crown. Your awareness is on your crown. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then again, just pause and let go. Just let it incubate for a moment. Now, observe that same situation, that same person, that same past event. Just observe it for a moment. Okay, so now if you think about what I was saying, you're going through, you're looking at something, you're processing through it, you're generating light. If we materialize light, then eventually we start to have an experience of divine love, which is stability and providence, right? It's it's peace, it's protection, it's harmony, right? It's all of these things all wrapped up in a nice little package. So we go through and we do this process. We work the three brains with this specific oil, right? Or whatever oils you're using there, and you're generating this movement of processing instinct of emotion and the mind or thought. And so you're having movement wherever you're directing it, right? So the next logical step, you've sat, you've observed the situation. Now we're going to do the materialization breath. We're going to anchor more light into that to produce love, providence, stability, peace, protection, harmony. So you're going to hold your bottle to your chest. You've already done the observation of the situation, right? You're going to hold your bottle to your chest, chin down. You're going to inhale, hold your breath, up, exhale, down, inhale, 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 up, exhale. Now, just be still. Just let whatever is going to arise in the body, the emotions or the thoughts, just observe it. Okay, again, bottle to your chest, chin down. Inhale, do 8 or 9 of the materialization breaths. Do them at your own pace. When you're done, just be still. And then just notice how you feel. Reflect back on that situation. Think about your body. Do you feel light? Do you feel lighthearted? Even when you go back and look at something that was potentially painful. This could also be used to heal things in the body. So, how about we might still try to squeeze in a little bit more, but let's do some shares and questions. You can unmute yourself, type in. What'd you think of the process? And you want to share your experience of the process? Fire away.
One person said it's magic.
Yeah, it really kind of is. Yeah.
The situation totally changed from anger to love.
Yeah. Good for you. You know, if you think about it, a lot of times with these different situations, we keep experiencing it where we're just stuck. Like that's all it is we're just kind of stuck. And like here, you're literally just going, let's get the juices moving in the instincts. Let's get the juices moving in the emotions. Let's get the juices moving in the mind. And you know, we start moving and working through things. And who knows? Maybe it's attachment, maybe it's we get caught up in a story in our head, or we're stressed out, or we just, we're in toxic situations, and whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. Like get the juices moving, point it at where it needs to go, and then just start unwinding it. So we did three brains, and then we did materialization. You know,
Beautiful compliment to the Auric program.
yeah. Like it really is like literally you do the program, and if you do this, you could turn a bad day into a good day, maybe depending on what happened. But anything that you might be struggling with, you would unwind relatively quickly. Be it a past event, you know, uh, I find it to be a source of profound healing.
Somebody's asking, when will we get this full recording? So I probably won't get the YouTube up until Thursday at the earliest. So if you want like the recording, I can send you the Zoom recording link much more quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe not tonight, but in the morning when I
Yeah.
check
This is
emails.
a great recording to like keep handy and go through and do. I mean, it's a great recording. It's a little bit of an excerpt of what we're going to do in the wow, was it peace, protection, and harmony class?
Yeah. Is it okay to go crazy with the materialization breath?
Yeah, yeah,
So I've been doing that breath all evening, feeling floaty.
yeah. Good for you. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to do without the swear words. Feeling floaty and like I'm too tired for this stuff. I need to go to bed. And I could not stay on the situation. It
Yeah.
just kept dissolving, so I had to keep trekking back to it. And it got harder and harder to get back to the situation. I just felt good, really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're so welcome.
Beautiful and simple technique.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah. This is actually a little excerpt out of the class coming up in about a week and a half. So, we'll do some more involved work, but it's all in this vein. It's all in this vibe. It's just about moving through, being happy, being peaceful, not having to wrestle with old monsters, whatever it might be. So, yeah.
So good.
Anybody else want to share or
They're quiet as far as hand raising goes. Good shares though in the
yeah.
chat though.
Okay. We can still cycle
Yeah,
in through
let's
another
do
round.
another set.
Okay, we're gonna squeeze in one more round. So you're using your oil. Your awareness is on the sex chakra. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. You're on the sex chakra. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Move your awareness to the low back, the back side of the navel. front solar plexus below your ribs on the upper abdomen. The back heart. Your awareness is on the back heart. Your awareness is on your brain. Your awareness is on your brain. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your crown, the very top of your head. And then just pause and be still. Just let it incubate. Pause and be still. Now observe. You could do that same situation, or it could be a different situation. But observe something, even if it's something in your body, some health issue in your body, person, situation, past event. Observe it. Now, hold the bottle up to your chest. You're letting go of that situation. And let's do 8 or 9 of the materialization breaths. Do them at your own pace. And then just be still. Okay. I think that was a great session tonight, a really great session. So keep practicing that if you want. We'll have the recordings up here pretty quick. We're going to do something that this would also kind of build on in the Astara session here in just a minute or two. So follow us if you want a little bit more, another 15 minutes, and we can even do it a little bit deeper. And so those of you that did the angel class or any of the angel encyclopedia classes, we have that study group tomorrow night. And remember, we have the mashup weekend where we're doing energetic mechanics. Uncle Bob with tuning into the divine calm. They really augment and I don't know. It's a great combination. So hopefully you can join us on the weekend. So take care, you guys.